Sawadee Hi everyone. This is once again Kasit Piromya from Bangkok. I have been absent for quite a few months. The reason being that my technical or technology assistance to handle this Facebook thing has moved to Belgium to resettle there. So I have been living without the technical assistance, and I'm incompetent when it comes to the new IT technology. But now I do have someone to assist me, and I would like to restart again this short talk about the political situation in Thailand, interspersed with my view on some of the international issues and so on. So having been away for quite a few months now, I just want to take this opportunity to update the political situation in Thailand a bit. What is happening at this point in time now? In the newspapers, in the media, television, and in the social media, there has been a lot of talk about whether General Prayut Chan-o-cha, the Prime Minister, continue to be the Prime Minister of Thailand after a period of 6 years. The first 5 years under the military regime, and this past 1 year under a sort of a quasi-democracy, a mixture of military power and civilian elected politicians, entity, and so on. And I have been following the news and so on, interviews by television personalities, talk show, and so on. And in general, all the interviewee, those that have been interviewed from the civil society, academic, and from the political side and so on, I think they have a sort of a general consensus that the position of General Prayut Chan-o-cha, the Prime Minister, is quite untenable. He is very firm, very much in control. He is very popular, and his popularity has increased tremendously with his handling of the COVID-19. He has been able to provide the political and the security framework to enable the doctor, the nurses, and the medical assistants and so on to be able to carry their work to the full. That is, he has given them the 100% support and the confidence. And Thailand has emerged so far from the COVID-19 to the acclamation of the international community, including the World Health Organization and so on, that it has been very successful in containing, mitigating, the spread of the COVID-19. So with that popularity, the position of General Prayut seems very secured indeed. He controls the upper house, the Senate. He also controls the lower house, the House of Representatives. And none of the political leaders, various party leaders, popularity and the trust and the confidence from the people. So General Prayut sits quite comfortable, but at the same time, in his own major political party and so on, there has been, I think, maneuvering in order to change the executive board as well as to change the party leadership. The composition of this political party under General Prayut can be divided simply into, say, two major groups: the technocrats and the professional politicians. And at this point in time, according to the news, the professional politicians would like to take hold of the party as well as to be in the majority in the cabinet or the councils of ministers of Thailand, which have about 35 seats. So they want to have the cabinet seat as much as possible, and to do so they have to push the technocrats, the non-politicians, and so on. So that is a struggle inside the major party that belongs to General Prayut. then, but is the position of General Prayut that firm? And that's why I tend to be a bit different from the rest of the political commentators, because all along General Prayut has not been very much of himself. He doesn't have the full authority. Behind him, there are two generals that have been a sort of his protege, his big brothers when he was an underling in the army, when he was a career army officer. He has two big brothers that have been looking after him for the past 30-40 years throughout his military career. So they look after him, they promoted him, and so on. They also backed him in the coup d'etat 6 years ago, and so on. And who are these two generals? One is General Pravit, who is now Deputy Prime Minister for Security Affairs. And in the last military government, a year ago, he was both Deputy Prime Minister for Security Affairs as well as Minister of Defense. And then the other person is General Anuphong, who is now the Ministry of Interior. Both of them were army chief before General Prayut, and they have been his supporter and backers and so on, all along to this very day, to this very minute. And without these two generals, General Prayut would not have become the Prime Minister, would not have been able to last that long for the past 6 years already, because these two big brothers have been his backer, the men behind the scene, and so on. So General Prayut's survival depends very much on the continued support of these two generals, namely General Pravit and General Anuphong. So the point is that from the outside, you look into the parliament, into the council of the minister, or into the cabinet. General Prayut as a prime minister looked very firm in this, very much in control, very popular in the eyes of the public. But without the support of General Pravit or General Anuphong, or both of them, his position would not be that firm. Now, the rumor at the same time has it that General Pravit would like to become the leader of the government's party. So what does it mean? What does it imply? If tomorrow General Pravit becomes the leader of the main coalition partner, then he would be, of course, eyeing for the position of the Prime Minister himself. And if he wants it, then I think he would be able to do it. And in that sense, he would be able to remove General Prayut. I don't think General Prayut has that much of the political power inside the party or inside the main political circle vis-a-vis General Pravit and General Anuphong. So that is the situation today. Whether they could continue to live together, the three generals, forge the compromise, work as a team, or maybe General Pravit at this point in time that I have been waiting in the wing, I have been the man behind the scene, I have been the kingmaker. It's about time that I now become the leader of the coalition partners, leaders of all the political parties and so on, and become the next Prime Minister of Thailand. So that is the inner struggle inside at the moment. Then the second point is that could be a sort of having the negative effect on General Prayut is the economic situation. Before the COVID-19 situation, the economic performances of Thailand has been downhill all along. The GDP growth 2-3%, export performance has been on the decline, I think annually for the past 5-6 years, 10%, 15% minus, and so on. And now with an immense amount of unemployment because of the COVID-19 and the fact that economic activities would be contracting, so a lot of people will not be able to find work. At the same time, we will have many graduates from high school, from vocational vocational school and from the universities. 300,000 to 400,000. Where are they going to find work? So there will be this socio-economic, social pressure on General Prayut to produce jobs, to find work, to find unemployment, to retrain the population and so on. So the problem before him is very immense, and Thailand cannot keep on doing these populist policy measures of hands out giving money to the people to keep them quiet. We do not have the unlimited resources to keep people at bay and satisfied at a limit lower level unless and until the government will be able to find employment for the people, but it looks very unlikely indeed. So this unemployment, this real economic situation, hardship and so on of the past 6 years plus the COVID situation will be a big challenge and a big burden on General Prayut. And I don't think that he will have the capacity, the intellectual capacity or the understanding of the complexity of the economic activities and so on to be able to come out with a set of policy measures that would get Thailand out of this economic quagmire and so on. So the political situation at the moment is not stable. Seemingly it looks stable and the position of General Prayut looks good, but I think behind him, inside his own political party, inside his, I think the entourage, the triumvirate of General Prayut, General Pravit and General Anuphong doesn't look so good, so stable indeed. So today let me just give you a sort of a broad picture where things are politically in Thailand, and we will follow the developments the next time that we will meet again. Thank you very much. ขอบคุณมากครับ สวัสดีฮะ